Hey, so we're going to take a look at colors, so blue, green, and violet, the cool end of things, with white paint colors to see which ones go. Just going through a whole range, get your quick eyeballs on them. Guilford green, so it's got a little bit more chroma to it. What do you see connecting? What do you see not working? It's not as impressed with the cooler whites. Look at how the yellow and white dove interacts with the green, really pretty. Pure white's nice for a softer look. Sherwin Williams. Simply white is my favorite. That's a bright, warm white. Chantilly Lace is nice, simple, and clean. Again, you'll just kind of get a feel for what types of colors suit which types of whites. Now we've got camouflage, a little bit more toned down and earthy. Simply white, Chantilly Lace, pure white, white dove, and again, those cooler whites, Decorator's White and Sherwin Williams Ceiling Bright White aren't so great. I really like the organic look of White Dove because this is a bit more earth toned. White Dove is also softer, but there was a few others that looked good. Moving into a slightly cooler look, Sherwin Williams Liveable Green. So you can see it interact with the yellow of Simply White a bit more. Crisp and clean with Chantilly Lace, I like that. Good with Pure White. Pure White's a soft, subtle, warm white, but not as warm as White Dove. I don't dislike that, but I think that's more subtle. Shows the blue in Ceiling Bright White. Doesn't work with that. So we haven't really hit any colors yet that love those cool whites. Softened green. Simply White looks nice. Chantilly works, but I kind of like the bit of warmth in Simply White. White Dove's gorgeous. Looks really pretty with the green. The yellow and White Dove comes up. You'd find a similar look with Sherwin Williams Alabaster. That would give you a similar yellow-green look. Sherwin Williams Sea Salt, super popular one. So sea salt is a green-gray, but likes to flash blue a lot. As you can see here, looks great with Simply White. That little fresh yellow in there looks nice. Clean and crisp with Chantilly Lace, a true white. Awesome with Pure White. It's like that nice balance of warm, but not super yellow. You can see how the yellow with these cool tones starts overreacting just a bit. I don't dislike it, but I kind of like that softer approach or the brighter approach. Still a bit too blue in Ceiling Bright White. Decorator's White has a bit too much gray violet in it. Sherwin Williams Argos, a really smoky color, kind of a gray blue green. Simply White might be just a bit too clean and fresh. Chantilly Lace or Sherwin Williams High Reflective White looks amazing, crisp and clean. Pure White is nice. That's that soft, subtle warmth. Really complements Argos. White Dove works, but is a touch warm. Now we're getting closer to what Ceiling Bright White might like. Decorator's White again will be a bit too violet for the blue, green, and Argos. Barren Plain. So now we've got a little bit of a warm violet undertone. Don't know that I love how it's interacting with the yellow in Simply White. Gorgeous with Chantilly Lace, our true white. Better with Pure White by Sherwin Williams. That's a soft, warm white. Look at the difference between that popping up way more violet pink compared to the yellow in White Dove or Sherwin Williams Alabaster. Falls back more subtle and soft. It's all right with Decorator's White, but Decorator's White is still a bit cool. And Ceiling Bright White is too cool and blue. A little pink for you. You know, I don't dislike that because they both have a nice vibrancy to them. I do like that's nice and clean Chantilly Lace. Pure White might just be a little bit muddy for it. That brightness is nice, but I like the cleanliness of Chantilly Lace. Too yellow and creamy for how clean this is, and the yellow and pink aren't loving each other. You can really see the blue in Ceiling Bright White in comparison. Decorator's White too violet. We've got hint of violet, nice warm violet. It's not bad with Simply White, but I love it with Chantilly Lace way more, just a cleaner approach. White Dove, the yellow in that is not loving the violet. Pure White is better, but Chantilly Lace is a lot cleaner. Decorator's White is doable, I don't dislike it. Ceiling Bright White is too blue. Portland Gray. A little bit more of a muted violet approach is not bad with Simply White because it's not as colorful as some. Looks really nice and clean with Chantilly Lace. I like it with Pure White too, that's doable. Again, notice how the yellow pops up. Cool colors are going to enhance the warmth of a warm white. Those aren't too bad together. Network gray, a little bit more of a gray, but it does have a really pretty cool undertone, focusing a bit more on blue. Looks really sharp with Simply White. The yellow in there is hitting that really good. Look how clean it looks with a true white. See the yellow there, a little bit cleaner. It would look totally fine on the large scale, but I do lean back more that way or that way. Pure white is much better. It just tones down the yellow versus the blue undertone there, a little bit calmer. I like decorator's white with that, works. Ceiling bright white, it works. Sherwin Williams Krypton. Yeah, I like that. I like how the bright warmth of Simply White is interacting with that. But I love the cleanliness of a true white with a nice cool bluish tone like this. Pure white is nice. Chantilly Lace is cleaner. White Dove a little bit too warm and yellow for how blue that is. Ceiling bright white works. That's the first time I've been like, okay, there it is. That's awesome. Decorator's white works too, but that's a bit better. But overall, I would way rather go this way than this way. I just think it's a cleaner, sharper look. Something a little different here. Van Cortlandt Blue. Lovely. I like how the blue is interacting with the clean, bright yellow there. You can see, and there's the soft, warm yellow. Again, the blues really like that sharp white. Pure white's nice for a little bit more muted approach. Again, the cool colors interact with the yellow in a color like White Dove, Cloud White, Sherwin Williams Alabaster. That works, but it's a bit of a sad look. It's a little bit, that's a bit better. I don't know, there's something just, those cool whites with the gray and blue can be tough. Takes the right room. Something a little bit more vibrant. Simply White, look at how it dances with the warm yellow in the bright Simply White. Oh, so classic and clean. Pure white definitely works, but I kind of like the clean look of that. Those might be just a little too interactive, a little bit too much yellow, so a warm, soft white might be a little much for inky blue. Yeah, that's too dull for how pretty this is, and that, again, have a little bit too much violet in it. Sherwin Williams Reflection. Actually, that's a little bit more gray, isn't it? That's okay. We can see how that sits with Simply White. I actually don't dislike that, even though I would have thought Simply White would feel a wink too yellow. Chantilly Lace looks so nice, as would Sherwin Williams High Reflective White. Probably Sherwin Williams Extra White would probably look really nice too. Pure White's a little softer. I think that's a better combination. White Dove is too warm. Yeah, those don't love each other at all. Too yellow compared to how muted this is. Too comparable. That works. Really soft, muted look. Sherwin Williams Upward. A little bit more of a blue violet. Interesting with Simply White. Again, these blues do like the nice crisp look of a true white, even though Chantilly is that little bit soft. Pure white might be just a little muddy. Nope, you can see the yellow and the blue violet in this just bouncing off each other a little bit too hard. Don't love it. Looks a little bit too dusky compared to how a little bit more colorful this is. A little bit higher chroma. That's not bad. Nice muted look. Sherwin Williams Tradewind. Beautiful blue with a bit of green in it. Love how it works with Simply White. That's that nice bright white with the yellow undertone. They just bounce off each other just the right amount. Super clean with Chantilly Lace. Works with Pure White. I don't dislike it at all. You know, so Benjamin Moore White Dove, Sherwin Williams Alabaster. Not bad, not bad. Nope, I find that, I don't know, a little bit too grayish. It's just not clean enough. Decorator's White, too violet for the blue. I really liked Simply White, and I like Chantilly Lace. Niebla Azul by Sherwin Williams, beautiful blue. Again, I'm finding a lot of these blues like that little stitch of yellow in the brightness of Simply White, where they're a bit overwhelmed by the yellow and White Dove. Love that. Nice and clean, beautiful. Works with Pure White. If you wanted a soft white, I would choose Pure White 10 times over White Dove. That definitely works if you want that kind of muted, slightly kind of smokier look almost. Yeah, that's doable, but decorator's white's a little violet. The thing is, the undertones can sometimes be a little overblown on this small scale, whereas they can, it depends on the room, but generally speaking, the undertones can be a little bit more subtle on the large scale. So I've seen a lot of these in action with a lot of these colors, so I know when there's some killer combinations. Oh, love that, like that. Benjamin Moore Palladium Blue, nice blue-green. Look at it interact. Simply White does really well with those, as does Chantilly Lace. Pure White might be just a little too toned down. I think it's a nicer combo. White Dove's actually pretty. They do bounce off each other a bit, so you might end up with your trim or cabinets looking that little bit more yellow just in comparison. Nope. And nope, those ones don't work. Sherwin Williams Tidewater, our last one? Nope, one more. Sherwin Williams Tidewater, a little bit more colorful. Looks amazing with Simply White. Gorgeous with Chantilly Lace. Totally doable with Pure White. I don't mind that, although I like the clean look of that. So that would be, you know, Sherwin Williams High Reflective White would work as well. Yeah, if I were to choose, I'd go to those two over that, but I don't dislike it. A little bit too yellow. You can see them bouncing off each other a bit. Nope, too grayish blue, too violet. And one more. A little bit, one that's kind of mixed. It's a blue-green with a whole whack of gray in it. Looks nice with Simply White. Simple with Chantilly Lace. Perfect with Sherwin Williams Pure White. So this is that little bit toned down and calm. Pure White is that little bit toned down and calm. So they're really loving each other. Whereas White Dove's just that little bit too yellow. Yeah, again, don't love it. Seems a bit too blue. That has too much violet in it. That's my favorite there. So as you can see, we did hit a few with this end, but they had to be quite literal translations. So we needed a violet with we needed a violet paint color for decorator's white because it favors that bit of violet blue. We needed a bit of a smoky blue for sealing bright white because it has a blue undertone. Whereas these ones were that little bit more flexible. I'd say Simply White was coming in hot with the blues. With the greens, yeah, still Simply White. White Dove was okay with some of those warmer ones. So yeah, there's a good range of whites with some colors.